Is LeBron James actually going to the Dallas Mavericks? No. Right. Today, it was reported that Kyrie Irving has reached out to LeBron James in an attempt to see if James would come to Dallas. Mind you, Kyrie Irving is a free agent this offseason. Now, why this is being reported during the NBA Finals, I'm not entirely sure. Like, wasn't Kyrie Irving the same person that said he wanted to wait until the offseason to discuss things of this nature? I know technically Shams is the one that leaked it, but still, it's kind of interesting to see this come out at this time. Before I even ask if this is a good move for either the Lakers or the Mavericks, or overall just basketball in general, I think we need to answer the question, can this actually happen? Now, financially, this is a very complicated matter. Now, recently they added some new CBA rules, which I'm still trying to learn, but all you really need to know about the CBA rules that play into this context is that if LeBron James was to hypothetically get traded to the Mavericks, it would be Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and a bunch of minimum contract players, which, if you remember, was actually something that has been used in the past by LeBron James. If you don't remember, when LeBron went to Miami, he had the big three of Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh. But the thing about that team was a lot of the players were on very small contracts. Excluding the Miami Heat big three, the next biggest contract was like Mike Miller making about $5 million. And I know the numbers are a little bit different because obviously players in the NBA make way more money today, but still, it gives you context on how the Miami Heat were constructing this team. You get 3 all-star plus caliber players and just a bunch of random guys on the bench. Well, of course, excluding Miami Heat legend Udonis Haslem. But all jokes aside, this is a very hard thing to replicate. Now, of course, every single team in the NBA has some sort of big three in their own context. What wins you an NBA championship is your depth. How good is your depth? And the Mavericks, that doesn't exist. The reason why the Mavericks were so bad this year wasn't because of Kyrie Irving or Luka Doncic. It's because they traded all of their depth and their defense just wasn't there. Not to mention, if you make this trade for LeBron, you're losing any little amount of depth that you have. I've looked at their payroll, and it seems like if they want to trade for LeBron, just on the financial standpoint, and we're not even going to count assets like picks, the Mavericks would have to trade guys like Tim Hardaway, Dave Bertans, maybe Christian Wood, because you have to remember that LeBron is going to make $47 million this year. But even though financially the Mavericks could definitely make that trade, this is a terrible trade. And even if those 3 players were enough financially, you are literally forced to trade away the number 10 pick. It's said that the number 10 pick in the NBA draft is going to make about $4-ish million per year, but given with the little cap space they're going to have, I don't know if they're going to be able to supply that. Now, as long as Dallas gets rid of the right assets, technically, financially, this could happen. But I think there's a way more important question. Do the Lakers even want this to happen? To be honest, no. Like I mentioned earlier, financially, this is possible. However, why would the Lakers make this trade? They are fresh off a Western Conference Finals appearance after basically switching their entire season post-trade deadline. And while I do think there are upgrades they can make to this team to make it better, I don't think this is one of those upgrades. First of all, losing LeBron James is essentially saying you're going into rebuilding mode. With the way this team is set up, it's almost a ticking time bomb on when this team is going to start the rebuilding phase. And doing that right now just makes zero sense to me. I know Anthony Davis is a good player, however, I don't think he can lead a team to an NBA title. Whether it's moments in the Western Conference Finals where Anthony Davis was just passive and was not aggressive, or the fact that this man is made out of paper, I think it'll be virtually impossible for Anthony Davis to lead a team, especially at this stage of his career. And I don't think the Lakers want to go into the rebuilding phase right now, so trading LeBron would make no sense. I know there were some rumors of LeBron getting ready to leave the Lakers or just retire in general, but after seeing some reports, I don't think retiring is an option. I do think he would just have to get traded, which again does not change my stance on me thinking LeBron should not be traded. Let's play a hypothetical real quick. Let's just say Rob Pelinka had too much of that good juice and he trades LeBron. The trade package consists of Tim Hardaway, Dave Bertans, Reggie Bullock, and the number 10 pick. Hell, we're even gonna throw in a second rounder because why the fuck not? Now that the trade in this hypothetical universe is made, let's talk about how this would go. First of all, Dallas would instantly get worse. Again, there were 2 things that Dallas Dallas was terrible at this year. That was their depth and their defense. With trading all your depth away, you are essentially trying to recreate that 2010 Miami Heat team, but I don't know if that can be made again because LeBron is just not that guy anymore. He's not the 2010 LeBron that they had that could lead them to greatness. Not to mention, the reason why that team was so good is because the 3 best players were amazing on another level. And at this point, only 2 players on this Mavericks team would be at the highest of their game. Dallas literally just traded their future for a season or 2 with Kyrie Irving. So you mean to tell me they're going to do the exact same thing but with LeBron? LeBron is not going to be around for more than 3 seasons. And if he is, I don't see him being a top 10, even 20 player in the league. Just talking about the X's and O's in basketball, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Luka and Kyrie are 2 ball dominant players, but you add LeBron, who is also another ball dominant player, it starts to look weird. Do you mean to tell me that Luka is going to average like 30, Kyrie's going to average like 25, and Bron's going to average like 25? No, that is not going to happen. The second half of that Dallas Mavericks season should have shown you what happens when you don't care about depth. It doesn't matter if Luka Doncic is a top 3 scorer in the NBA. It doesn't matter if Kyrie Irving has overall a great season. If you guys don't have a good supporting cast to play for the guys while they're on the bench, you are going to fail. Why the Mavericks would want to double down on their mistake they made this season is anyone's guess. And even on the Lakers side, why would you do this? You turned your season around and you made it to the Western Conference Finals. Granted, you got swept and a lot of your issues got exposed, but you can work on that. Maybe try to find a better point guard instead of D'Angelo Russell, or maybe try to develop D'Lo some more. Overall, maybe try to find some offensive pieces. Maybe try to find some 3-and-D guys that are going to be able to play in the clutch when it matters the most. And once again, we're in the universe where LeBron and AD are still on this team. Try to build around those 2 players even for a short period of time, because that is a way better bet than just sending LeBron to Dallas and getting back some depth when you don't have a star player. Yeah, a bunch of depth is cool, but it means nothing if you don't have like a star player. And once again, I know the Lakers have Anthony Davis, but you cannot build a team around him to win. Not now, not never. I've seen some rumors speculate like, oh, the Lakers are going to trade Anthony Davis and Bron, get the number 10 pick, and all these crazy trades. To be quite frank with you, I don't think that's going to happen. I think there is one legitimate way the Lakers and Kyrie Irving are at all involved, and I just think Kyrie Irving will take a pay cut to sign with the Lakers. I don't think he wants to stay in Dallas. I don't know why he would stay in Dallas. And if he wants to play with LeBron so bad, why not just go to LA? I mean, come on, can you sit down for a sec and just imagine LeBron playing for the Mavericks? It's just not something that makes sense to me whatsoever. It's like seeing Shaq in a Celtics jersey. Like, lil bro, just retire already. You're done. Oh, and speaking of done, did you know that Shannon Sharp is planning on leaving Undisputed? Well, not planning, he already technically did. And if you want to hear more about that, well, my podcast, The Starting 5, just dropped an episode talking about that, plus why the NBA Finals have no aura. Also, I completely forgot to talk about this, but we actually have a Discord server for the podcast. I think we have like 20 members right now, but if you guys do want to join the Discord, we'd very much appreciate it. We're going to make it a space where you can talk with us, talk about basketball, or overall anything if you want to. Overall, we're just trying to build a community, and we would very much appreciate it if you guys do join. Once again, the episode to the latest podcast is on the screen right here. Go check it out.